All right, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you again.
Fantastic. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for a committee of the whole tonight. We have just one item on our agenda, and that's the renaming of the senior center. And I see we have Kelly Beamer in the room. I'm in the virtual room. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do after Kelly takes it over, or maybe right before, is hand the chair duties over to Council Member Prince, since it'll be easier for him to probably track folks in the room too, if that's all right with everyone. So with that, the gavel is yours, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Kelly, go ahead.
Thank you, Council President McGurven and all the council members. Great to see everybody again. So very sad yet happy occasion that we're talking about today, obviously with the passing of Don Person, an amazing volunteer in our community. Started a lot of programs. I did send a memo out. I'm going to kind of walk through that a little bit so we have some of that on record. We are working on the recommendation that comes to council for approval to rename the senior center after Don, to honor him and all the work that he's done tirelessly through our community. To say volunteer is totally synonymous with Don. He did so much that people don't even know about, and some of the things that I listed doesn't cover everything that he provided to our citizens. In the memo, I noted that he was a huge supporter of our senior center and our seniors. Every time there was an opportunity to provide additional funding or ideas for capital projects, to fund those as well to help improve the senior center and the activities of our seniors, Don was at the front of the line, constantly being an advocate for that. A lot of you know that he also coordinated senior activity center Thanksgiving dinners for 27 years, and a lot of us, along with city staff, Rotary members, volunteered right alongside of him. But for 27 years, he provided 250 meals to the seniors, plus an additional 250 take-home meals. So it was a passion of his, and I know a lot of ours that those of us that participated, it was amazing. He was a founding member of our Renton River Days and was on the board for 13 years, a big advocate for that. He was one of the initiators, if you will, of the neighborhood program, provided a lot of those of you that were out to our neighborhood picnics, that was throughout the community, all of our different neighborhoods. He catered all of those. One of the things that some people might not know is that he developed a lot of relationships with food distribution centers in and around Renton and a little bit outside of Renton as well. Obviously, with his catering background, he did have some of those relationships, but provided food overages, if you will, that maybe were additional orders that weren't picked up. But he would then coordinate with the community services department at the time to deliver them to Center of Hope, so the Reach families could have additional food and things to help support that program. He along with city staff, but he also catered our day of service events. I could go on forever, and these were all, I'm going to get choked up again. These are all volunteer things that he did, and all of us were happy to join in and have fun alongside of him. You can recognize his laugh from like a half a mile away, and we all appreciated that. This process is, we have a policy, the city has a policy called the facilities naming policy. So we are following those procedures right now, which staff met with the senior advisory committee. They formally have to make a recommendation as well. They jumped in with both feet and they were super supportive of that, which was a memo I provided to council as well. So after getting that recommendation, we are looking towards council to do sign of the committee report and approve us to continue down the process. We preliminarily met with the family on this possibility that we were coming forward. They are over the top on this. I know we had a couple questions too. We don't, in the memo, we don't have a specific name just yet. We have quite a few choices, but we're going to work with the family on that. And then that comes back to mayor and council for approval or edits or whatever, but it'll come back to this group so that you can provide approval. So With that, it's my honor to be able to bring this to you guys, our honor as a city, but I'm hoping that the committee will sign off on the report and we can move forward with this process. Any questions?
Not a question, but definitely a comment. So when I got elected to city council, I had the pleasure of sitting next to Don until he retired. Going on Don's tours, doing all that. And what you talked about, the things you talked about, is just the tip of the iceberg of the things that he did for the city of Renton that people didn't know about. The senior luncheon at River Days
Right,
catered that, like,
300 plus
yes.
people every
And,
year.
and with a smile and glee and just happy to serve and to do whatever. I mean, this city would be, now I'm getting choked up, a much, it's a great place now, but if we had more Don persons, I can only imagine. I mean, he was gracious, always giving. I remember talking to him about some of the food distributors that he would get in contact with to give food for the city of Hope, or he would, oh, I've got to go to cash and carry. They're holding some food, but I need to pick it up so I can take it to the center of Hope.
Yeah.
No one knew he was doing that stuff. That was just stuff that he would just be like, he would just do out of the kindness of his big heart. I mean, to me, this is the easiest thing I've done since I've been on council. I see Ruth has her hand up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, I am Laurita. Anyway, I could not agree more with Councilmember Ed Prince. What an honor to be able to serve with Councilmember Don Person. And one of the things that I remember the most, and since already Councilmember Prince said it, this was just the tip of the iceberg, what you mentioned, Kelly, because it's impossible to mention all the good things and incredible things that he did, not just as a council member, but volunteer himself full-time to the city of Renton. Was when you mentioned coordinating the Thanksgiving dinner. A lot of people don't realize that it was just not coordinating. He was the one who at 4 o'clock in the morning was cooking the ham and the turkey, and he didn't leave until all the dishes were washed. And I can see that in the audience is his granddaughter, Alexis. And since Alexis was able to walk, she was the one who was delivering the rolls on the dinners for the Thanksgiving. And he always brought his family to serve the dinners for seniors. And as a member of the Rotary Club, always make sure that there were funds to be able to subsidize these and many other programs for seniors. As well as Councilmember Prince, this is the easiest vote for me to make, and I know that wherever he is right now, he is just smiling at us because he will never want this kind of recognition because he has that level of humbleness. But it's something that I think is the right thing to do because he deserved that and more. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments or anything?
Couldn't agree more.
All right, so I got a committee report here. The committee of the whole recommends concurrence and staff recommendation to approve and move forward with the city facility renaming process for the Renton Senior Activity Center to honor Don Person as established in policy 600-04. Any issues with the fact that I signed this report? I don't think so. All right. We thank you.
Thank you.
And since that was all we had on the agenda, this is the fastest cow we've ever had. We are adjourned.
Excellent. Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan's.
Oh, I was just to say, maybe it was too easy. Maybe I didn't need to hand this one over. I was afraid of the hybrid thing. So thank you for taking over for me.
No worries, buddy.
Take care. See you in a bit.